about that to your HR team at work, because it's very common for corporations to match your contributions to a nonprofit. So thank you, Mario, for bringing that back to the forefront of my mind.
No problem.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you a conversation that I had too. Matter of fact, me and Coach Davis on the call tonight. We was talking, I believe, on yesterday, and one of the things I shared with him is that the summertime was our best time as an organization. We had more people on the call more consistently, and I think that's because of obvious reasons. Once school start, that kind of changes things. People are engaged in activities and stuff like that. It's hard for people to make the call on a consistent basis, and I get it. But with that being said, me and Coach David was thinking about, how can we have a huge impact for the summer? We're approaching summer. How can we have a huge impact? David mentioned horseshoes. He mentioned the bean bags.
Add something. Uh,
Okay, hang on,
oh,
baby. I'm still
sorry.
talking. Just hang on a moment. So David mentioned those games, those activities, and when he said it, I was like, that's a huge idea. So since he mentioned it to me, I've been thinking about how can we execute to make that happen, and also where are we going to do it, where are we going to make it happen. Okay, and I'm mentioning it to you guys because I want y'all to be thinking about it, because that may be a big day for us. We can make it a big day where we actually have several different games: horseshoes, bean bags, basketball, whatever it is, at a location. We invite all of the youth out there. We have drinks, we have some snacks, food, or whatever. And that'll be an excellent way for us to have a huge impact on one day with the youth in our parish, and I think it's a good idea. So I just wanted to mention it to you guys to get you thinking about it. How can we make that happen? What can we do to make that happen? How can we execute something like that? How can we get 500, 1,000 kids, to come and participate in something like this? We can put it on. We can put it on. We can do it. We got enough people here, that can do it, and we can get everybody on board, and we can make it happen. We can probably do it somewhere right there off of 51 in the park area. We can set up the horseshoes, the bean bags, and whatever else, and just have a good time. So I want you guys to be thinking about that, because I have been thinking about it. I just have to figure out a way, how can we execute it to make it happen. But I think it'll be a great opportunity for everyone. Okay.
Uh, I have an idea. During the summer, we can have like a kids club, like where you know how some days at Riverlands there'll be days that will be open, and like people can come there and have fun. Like we can have a kids club and we can swim and have like competitions, fun games like you said.
Okay.
That is a good idea. So we're often, what Avery is referencing is that we're the last several years that when they've been on the local swim team at Riverlands Country Club, because we have access to it, we can have guests at the country club. And on Fridays is usually a good, or the weekend is usually a good time to invite
People.
people there to, you know, fellowship. So that is a good idea.
Any other questions or comments? All right. So let's get into this assessment. We've been doing the assessment tonight. I want to complete the assessment. So for the last 30 minutes, we're going to work on this assessment. We're going to have fun with it. Um, as always, just give me 1 second to share my screen. While I'm sharing my screen, do anybody want to comment on how they've been doing with their assessment? Like You guys are improving, getting better. Do anybody want to comment on something that they think they have improved on? This is the second page here of the assessment.
Trying to be nicer to my brother and not provoke him too much.
Okay. Anybody else want to comment on how they've been doing with their personal assessment? Have we been getting better? If so, what areas you feel you're improving? Nobody want to comment? Okay. All right. So this is the areas I want to focus on tonight. I don't want to focus on everything. I want to focus on basic communication, work with a plan, and giving back. Okay. And the reason I'm focusing on those is because costume, that's kind of little out the way for the youth, and also matters of money, that's a little bit out the way for the youth as well. You guys aren't there yet with dealing with money, budgeting, and all that type of stuff. That's kind of adult responsibility. So let's jump straight into basic communication. Okay. The first question says, I know how to pay attention. Okay, the first question on the basic communication says, I know how to pay attention. Where are we with that
2.
question?
Three.
I'm
A
a 2.
three.
Okay. Twos and threes. Okay. 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 Anybody else want to chime in where they are? I know how to pay attention. Okay. The next question, it says, I speak slowly and clearly. I speak well. Where are we with
4.
that question?
Two.
I'm a
Four.
4.
Okay. Hunter, where you say you are?
Four.
Hunter say he's a 4. Okay. Avery, where are you?
A 4.
Did you say a 4 before? I thought you said a 2 or something, huh?
I said two.
Oh,
Sorry, Mr.
Tyron. Okay. Okay. Tyron said a 2. Okay. So, Tyron, if you're a 2, then that is an area where you can use some improvement. So, moving forward, try to make sure that you're more conscious of, your communication. Make sure you're speaking clearly. Make sure you are not speaking too fast, and don't be afraid to pause. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about that with basic communication, because that's something that I'm learning. I've gotten a whole lot better at it, but I'm not perfect yet. But we're going to talk more about pausing as opposed to using filler words like uh. We want to try to eliminate that out of our vocabulary. Okay. The third question is, I keep my language appropriate. I keep my language appropriate.
Two.
Where are we?
2.
Two.
3.
Everybody is a 2. Cameron says she's a 3.
I'm
Okay.
a 2.
Okay. Avery's a 2. So we need some improvement on our language. So let me get some feedback on what's inappropriate about your language.
Sometimes, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Oh, sometimes I'll end up making something slip out and I'll accidentally curse.
Accidentally curse. Is that the same issue the others on the call are having as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Camera?
No, I don't curse. I really don't.
Okay. So we got 3 sailors and 1 usher. So Cameron says she don't cuss, but she says she have inappropriate language. Avery, Hunter, and Tyron are sailors. They cuss. Well, I'm gonna tell you that being able to use other words other than cuss words will greatly improve your communication. Okay. Now, do we cuss oftentimes? Yep, it happens. But what I can tell you is that in a professional setting, man, you don't want to be cussing. You know, we do it. We shouldn't do it, but we do it. Just being honest. But in a professional setting, you don't go into a meeting or an interview or, a big meeting with professional people and using cuss words. That's just, it's not appropriate. It's not. And sadly, we have a president of the United States that use cuss words, from his position of authority. And we know that, man, that is not good. It's not setting a good tone or a good example. So when you are talking to someone of authority, whether that's your teacher, your coach, or anyone else in authority, using cuss words is a big no-no. And I don't encourage using cuss words at all, to be honest, because intelligent people can find other words to use. Okay. I know people, man, every word come out of their mouth, almost every other word is a cuss word. But you know why? Because they don't have a very broad vocabulary. And when people don't have a broad vocabulary, those are the words they use, because it's an easy filler. But intelligent people can fill their conversation with intellectual words as opposed to words that that we shouldn't be using. I didn't hear some people, man, just for an example. I didn't heard people, man, I don't know what the F he was doing. Man, that mother effer, man, that mother effer crazy. Hey, look, that might be funny, but boy, they got people talk like that. They got people, look, we got David on the call, we got Mario on the call, we got Coach Josh on the call. They can tell you I ain't lying. Coach Josh, I'm lying.
Not even close.
And look, and you're gonna definitely hear it on the construction site. Boy, them like a bunch of sailors on the construction site, boy. So
that's a religion out there.
Yeah, man. Look, Mario tell you, man, the boys cuss like they crazy, man.
Yeah, we got one dude. I don't think he know English.
That's what I'm saying. So you kids, man, y'all are getting some good information, man, because we're telling you that, man, in a professional setting, that is not appropriate. That is not appropriate at all, man. Going around cussing is not good. So we have some improvement to do with our youth. Hunter, Tyron, Avery, try your best not to use any foul language. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. We staying on that one a little bit. The last one is, and this is a good one, I try to make a good first impression. I try to make a good first impression.
4.
Or
All right, very good. So we're doing good on that one. Impressions are very, very important, because any adult on the call will tell you that first impressions are typically lasting impressions. So the impression that you make on a person, the moment you meet them, is how they're going to remember you. They're going to remember you as that person. And if it's a bad impression, it's very, very, very difficult to turn that around. And in some instances, you may not get a chance to turn it around. You may lose an opportunity altogether. Let me use my wife as an example. So Anitra, she meet with clients all the time. So her first impression is very, very important, because she's trying to gain or earn their business. Well, based on her first impression, she may see that person again or never see that person again, because the first impression that she makes on that person going to determine whether she have another meeting with them or not. So I gave you that example to let you know how important first impressions are. You know, you may not ever get an opportunity to correct a bad first impression because the other person may not allow you to have a second chance. That's just the reality of the situation. So if you mess it up, it's gone forever. It's gone forever. So you want to make sure that you make a good impression every time, that you're well spoken, that you are confident, that you are sure of who you are, sure of confident, all that type of stuff. You want to do that so that you can make a good lasting impression on everybody you come in contact with. Okay. And this is especially important during an interview. When you go to an interview, sometimes you have 2 or 3 interviews. Well, if you mess up on that first one, you may not get the second and third one. So yeah, well, we're gonna call you and never call you. So you want to make sure that you are using the appropriate language in your interview, and we're going to talk about that right now. So let me talk to you just a little bit about your language. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because there's multiple ways to communicate. We talked about that once before. So let me just share something with you. So let me ask this question before I read this little brief excerpt. What are some of the ways that you can communicate? All right, because we're talking about communication. You guys say that your first impression is a 4. Everyone say they are 4. So let me ask you a question. How do you communicate? Because you say you're 4. So what are some ways you're able to communicate? Give me one.
By asking questions.
By asking questions. Okay. That's a good one. Tyra?
Some ways you can communicate, like you could create a conversation, like talk about something that you like and that you think the other person will like, or like ask them with help or something, like try to like get to know about them.
Okay. Okay. Avery?
Ask them how your day is. How's your day going?
Pay attention and listen to what other people have to say.
All right. So what everyone said was correct. However, Hunter was the closest to what I was looking for. Okay.
Good job.
Body language is a part of communication. Okay. So that's what I want to let you guys know, that body language is very, very, very important when it comes to communication. Let me read this to you. Body language includes eye contact, facial expression, hand gestures, and posture. Okay, we're talking about communication here. Okay, awareness of all 4 is critical to acquiring presence, a sense that you are a person of substance and a leader. Okay, so communication not only consists of what's coming out of your mouth, but it also consists of your body language, which includes eye contact, facial expression, hand gestures, and posture. Let's use a quick example. Okay, let's have a little fun. So let's say Tyron's talking to me on the Zoom call right now, or let's say he's talking to me in person. Tyron talking to me in person, and this is how I am while he's talking. This is me. So that is a brief example of how your body language can make you appear that you're not listening. Now, you may say as a comeback, no, man, I'm listening. I heard everything you said. But did your body language say that? It matters. Your body language matters because your body language is a form of communication. It is. So when you're speaking to someone, I'm sorry, Tyron, say that again.
Oh, you could finish. I was just going to add something.
Okay. So yeah, so when you're speaking to someone, you want to make sure that you are attentive. You're making eye contact. Your body language is intact. You're making eye contact. Your posture is where it needs to be. what else did I say? Your facial expression is intact. You're not looking like you're all upset or disgruntled. Hand gestures, everything is intact. That makes you a good leader, a good communicator, all of those different things. Okay. So it's not just what come out of your mouth, it's also your body language. Okay. You know, the body language part for me is natural. I talk with my hands. You know, I move a lot. That's natural for me. I know it's not natural for everyone, but just one of the things that you have to practice, get better. I use hand gestures too. You know, I use my hands. I use my eyes. I make eye contact with people. I'm not monotone. My voice goes low, goes high. All of that is a part of communication as well. You know, if you monotone, just flat all the way across, you don't come across as well. You know, when you're passionate about something, that needs to be emphasized, right? That goes back to English with punctuations, right? There are some statements that end with a period, but there are some statements that end with an exclamation point. Why? Because some things need to be emphasized. Well, your communication need to be able to express that as well. Okay, Tyron, what you wanted to share?
Yeah, my dad used to tell me the same thing all the time. Like he used to tell me like even though I don't say anything, my facial expression tells him like I don't want to do this or like I was actually trying to do something else or something. Like facial expressions like can be the same thing as telling somebody no, I don't want to do this or like I don't care or something.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hunter, is this something you heard before
Yes, from you.
from mom as well, right? Mom has told you that before.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not making this up. Okay, so let
I'm
me read this
already
to
good
you.
at it, so I don't really.
What you said, Avery?
I'm already good at it, so
Okay, well, we can always get better. Daddy's still trying to get better, and I'm 46 years old. I'm still trying to get better. So let me read this to you, and then we're gonna move on. It says it is important to establish the habit of being an active listener, whether at home, at school, or in business. An active listener. An active listener is the key word here. Doing so gives you the opportunity to acquire key information you might otherwise miss. Those who listen well with their ears and their eyes have a better chance of understanding as well as influencing others because attentive listeners makes others feel important and encourages them to listen to you in return. Okay. So what they're talking about is active listening. You know, when people know that you're paying attention, they know that you're listening, that allows them to want to give you the same respect in return, essentially, is what they were saying. Okay.
okay.
Any questions, any comments? All right. How we doing? We doing good? All right. So let's move on. Let's move on. The next one is work with a plan. Work with a plan. The first question is I set specific and realistic goals. Where are we? With setting specific and realistic goals. Do we
2.
have any goals?
I think a 3.
Yeah, 3 for me too.
Okay.
2.5.
2.5.
2.5.
Hunter,
Yeah, me too, 2.5.
2.5. Okay. Okay. Hunter, I set specific and
I
realistic
said
goals.
I said 2.
Okay. Okay. So Coach Josh and Tyron said they're 2.5, and I know they were joking. However, what I want to say is the fact that you even have a goal is huge. You know, is huge. You know, the fact that you even have a goal is good. Now, we can work better at setting more realistic goals and stuff like that. But the fact that you have a goal, that's a good thing. You got something that you're working towards. So that's a good thing. Okay.
What about you, Mom?
Yes, I noted myself a 4.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, Mama's good with planning and stuff like that. That's what she do for a living. So she's natural with it. She didn't develop a habit over the years. The second question says, I make lists regularly. I make lists regularly. Mom is a
I'm
4 on that one
updating the
too.
list right now.
Mom is a 4 on that
a
one.
A
two.
two.
One.
A
I'm
two.
a 1.
Okay. Cameron,
Two.
okay, it was a 2. Okay. Cameron, where are you with that one? I make lists regularly.
I said a two.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you, this one here, I scored the less on. Like this section, I scored the less on. Like
The
for the
least.
most part, yeah, the least on. So for this one here, I finished out as a 12 out of 16. Because I don't normally make lists. Um, I don't stick to my task schedules. Well, no, I'm sorry. I stick to task schedules. One of them, let me see. I got my paper right here.
I can tell you how you can score on that one, babe.
So that one. So I put myself as a 1 for make list regularly. I put myself as a 1. So, I mean, that's just being honest. Like I said before on the call, we want to be honest with ourselves. I'm not going to lie to myself because if I need to improve, I need to improve. It is what it is. Okay. So, maybe we need to do a better job at setting goals and executing those goals. Okay. So I was a 1. I gave myself a 1 on number 2. Okay. Now I'm a 4 for number 1. I set specific and realistic goals. I'm a 4 on that one. Okay. But making a list, man, I don't usually create no list. That's my wife. She does that. Okay. All right. So we all need to improve on number 2. The third one is I stick to my task schedules. I stick to my task schedules.
I'd say a 4.
Camera's a 4. Okay.
One.
A 1. Okay.
I'm a
3.
I'm a 0.
A 0. Okay. Wow. Coach Josh trying to chime in. Turn, what you say you was?
Like in between a 2 and 3.
2.5.
Another 2.5.
No, like not 2.5. I mean, like sometimes it's a 2, sometimes it's a 3,
Okay.
depending on the task.
Okay. Depending on the task. Okay.
I say a 3.
Okay. Coach Josh is a 3. All right. The last one says I try always to have a backup plan. Boy, that's a 4 for me all day. That's a 4 for me all day.
No other option.
Really?
Oh,
A
I'm gonna have a
backup plan?
backup plan. Oh, I'm
A
gonna have a
two.
backup
Hey, look,
A 2.
we might wing it, but it's still a plan.
plan.
Can y'all hear? Y'all can hear me?
Yes, we
Yes, we
can
can
hear you.
hear you.
Yes, Avery.
Okay, so what are you? You want everybody to hear you. Where are you?
I said a 2.
Okay, well, we didn't hear you. We heard it that time. Okay, so you're 2. We're having a backup plan. What about you, Tyron? Where you at?
I mean,
Ooh, two. Wait, no, one.
oh,
1.5.
a 1. Yeah, I don't really. Yes, that's a 1.
Okay,
Me too.
Cameron.
I mean, I didn't say a 2. I said
A 2.
a 0. My bad.
Cameron's a 2. Hunter, what you say you was?
A one.
Okay, so everybody need to apply for disability with this one here because everybody got a 1 or a 2 on the last one except me. I mean, look, I got a backup plan. You can believe that. So I'm a 4 on that one, but everybody else was like a 2 or a 3. We got some improvement to do. Okay. Let's go to the last one. We got 5 minutes left, and we're gonna be finished with our personal assessment, and we won't come back to the personal assessment until 6 months from now. Well, not 6 months from now, but in the 6th month, June. Okay, we're gonna come back to this, and we're gonna see have we made improvements. Okay, so let's go to giving back. Giving back. The first one says, I am sensitive to the needs of others. Where are we? I'm sensitive to the needs of others.
What do you mean by
For,
sensitive?
for example, I have a great one, Tyron. Let's say you are cleaning out your room and there are things that you don't want or don't need anymore. Are you quick to just throw it away, or are you quick to assess it, to put it aside, to
Give
give
it to
to
somebody
someone
else.
else?
A
Yeah.
3.
Oh, okay, that's easy. That's
I'm
a
a
three.
4. A 4 on that one.
That's a 3.
3.
Okay.
4. Yeah.
That's some good numbers. Some good numbers.
I actually did that. I actually gave something that I didn't use anymore to somebody today, actually.
That's good.
Okay.
What was that item?
Well, it wasn't really an item. It was an item, but like, so I had like a little a pen, like a lead pen that I didn't use anymore because like the lead wasn't like I didn't have any more lead, but somebody had lead in the class, so I just gave it to him because I didn't like using it anymore.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Next one is I make a difference whenever I can. Where are we? I make a difference whenever I can. Where are we?
3.
That's a 4.
3.
3.
Okay. Hunter, what was your answer? I didn't hear you.
2.
Okay. You want to explain your answer, Hunter? Why are you a 2 on this one?
I'm a 2 because like like sometimes I just don't feel like I just don't feel like changing something if I don't feel like it. And sometimes I do. Like if I'm in the mood to do change the way I do something or something like that, I don't always change it because sometimes I just don't feel like it.
Okay. Okay. The third one is I know where to go to help people. I know where to go to help people.
4.
4.
4.
Okay.
3.
3. Okay. And the last one, it says, I contribute my time or money whenever possible.
4.
1.
3.
I
3.
actually didn't
2.
And a
get
half.
2.
Wait, what
I
Cameron
didn't
said? Hold on, Avery. What Cameron said?
I said 2.5.
2.5. Okay.
I said a 1 because earlier today I was trying to get a Lululemon jacket, and then I wasn't using my time or my money wisely. So I said a 1 today.
So the context of this question is about giving back, though, Avery. And it says, I contribute my time or money whenever possible. I would say you're a 4 on that because you always giving, you always volunteering to help. We see it right here in the home where you're always trying to help your brother. You ask us, do we want breakfast? You do those things. So I think you're a 4 on this one. I think you kind of got lost with the context for this one.
Okay.
All right. So everybody did well on the last question. We did good on that
Yeah.
one. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, with that is the end of the call. You know, as always, I thank you guys so much for participating and being on the calls. I do want to remind you guys that tomorrow at 10 o'clock, tomorrow at what time?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, we
I
have
probably
training.
I probably won't be able to join because I have a competition tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's
So
understandable. It's understandable.
it's in Baton Rouge, so we have to leave
Okay. Okay.
at
Well,
that
that's
time.
understandable.
So
Well, that's understandable. Okay, so that's good. What did you guys think about the assessment, wrapping up the assessment today? What you guys thought about the questions that we talked about?
It was good.
I
It
think
was,
It was great, actually.
I think the questions were good too.
Yeah. So these are real questions and they are going to help us get better, with the topics that we talked about, basic communication, working with a plan and giving back. I can tell you that giving back is very rewarding. It feels good to give back. That is what we are about with the organization, giving back. That's why you're here. That's why we're here, because we're trying to pour into you. And it feels good. It really does. Excuse me, because we realize that every day we have these calls, we are sowing seeds. We are farmers. And we are going to see a harvest of everything that we're talking about right now. We're going to see a harvest of good communication. We're going to see a harvest of working with a plan. We're going to see a harvest of giving back. We're going to see a harvest of all of those different things. And I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be a wonderful time. Your parents are going to be proud of you. You're going to be proud of you. So continue making these calls. Continue being on the calls. Okay. I love you guys and I thank you. We're going to close out with a prayer. So let me ask this question. Do anybody on the call know the Our Father prayer?
I do know about heart.
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, I know some of
Tyron
it.
says he knows it. Tyron said he knows it. Who else said he know it? I heard somebody else.
Our Father.
I know it.
Okay. Okay. Cameron, you know the Our Father prayer?
I know the parts of it, not by heart,
Yeah.
which I
Same
should,
for
but
me.
I don't.
Okay, that's all right. That's why we're here to get better. So, Tyron, you're confident you know the Our Father prayer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how do you feel about closing us out tonight with the Our Father prayer?
I mean, I could do it.
All right, let's do it, man. We're gonna listen to you whenever
Okay.
you're ready. Thank you, man.
Who we love, our Father, Lord of heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us for our trespasses, and as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us into. I messed up. Hold up.
Okay. To deliver us from evil.
From evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is
Help
the
him out.
kingdom.
Help him out.
Is the kingdom.
I could do it.
Go ahead.
What you doing?
Like, I'm trying to say it, but it's not.
For
Take your
thine is
time.
the kingdom,
Thine is the kingdom,
power, and the glory
power, and the glory,
forever.
forever.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Tyron. Thank you, man.
Good job, Ty.
Yep.
Appreciate it, man. Look, we love y'all. We want y'all to continue to get better. With that, I look forward to seeing you guys on tomorrow for 10 o'clock. Right. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Cameron.